In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I bear witness there's no God but God, and Prophet Muhammad is a slave and messenger. I seek refuge in Allah from the rejected Satan. In this video, I'd like to talk about the Mahdi and the system of the Mahdi and how important it is to ultimately support the Mahdi and support the system of the Mahdi. Now, people who support the system of the Mahdi will be very much more successful in this world than the next, will receive much greater rewards and reach a higher rank in paradise. And the people who work against the system of the Mahdi will experience resistance and ultimately lack of success and failure and resistance and hardships. The people who work against the system of the Mahdi. So it's very important to work with the system of the Mahdi and support the Mahdi, love the Mahdi, and ultimately the system of the Mahdi is the Quran, what Allah makes lawful and what Allah forbids He makes unlawful, and doing extra good deeds. That is ultimately the system of the Mahdi with a combination of the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, his great character and his great moral stance and high level of character that Prophet Muhammad illustrated in his lifetime. So in combination with those two things, predominantly the Quran, also some of the other holy books like the Torah and some of the Gospels, the authentic Gospels, the Mahdi will also implement, but the core foundation will be the Quran. It is the last and final message, revelation to mankind before the Day of Judgment, so it's the perfected revelation that Allah bestowed upon us and is the ultimate foundation for any human being on the earth to have a great foundation in spirituality and a beautiful life in this world, and to gain great success in the next world as well, in a high rank in paradise closest to Allah. So that is ultimately the system of the Mahdi in a nutshell. Some of the lawful things that Allah prescribes for us is to give charity, to be compassionate to all of Allah's creation, to be very forgiving, to overlook people's faults, to pray 5 times a day. Ultimately, even if you pray once a week, it still rewards. Every little bit counts. To perform Hajj at least once in your lifetime. Fasting in the month of Ramadan, even intermittent fasts are beneficial. Even if you fast one day in the month of Ramadan, you'll still get immense rewards for that. So like I said, every little bit counts. There's no compulsion in religion. Everything's a free will choice, and Allah says in the Quran He doesn't want to force any religion on anyone, because Allah does not like the force. So ultimately there'll be no force, it'll all be a choice. And that is another system of the Mahdi, which is ultimately the laws that Allah guides us to live by. So those are just some of the brief laws. A great law to live by too is to get married, have children. The only way to have lawful sex is through marriage, so it's very important to get married. It's a very beautiful experience, taking care of your wife financially, and the wife being good to her husband and protecting his property and secrets and things of that nature that Allah guides us to do. Staying away from interest, trading in fair measure, things of this nature, not bearing false witness, being honest and truthful. Just a good person. We generally feel what's good in our hearts, and Allah guides us in a moral compass in our hearts, and the more closer we are with Allah, and the more knowledge that we have about these laws and staying away from the unlawful things, will increase our closeness with Allah, the unique creator of all that exists. And the Mahdi is rising and is the guided one, and is well aware of these laws and increasing his knowledge in these laws, and most importantly, he is fulfilling the laws, acting upon them, and becoming closer to Allah, and ultimately wants all people to be very close with Allah, to enjoy that love, passion, and harmony that one experiences when they're close to Allah, the beautiful feeling and blessings that one gets, the light of shining light of harmony and balance that one gets inside their hearts and their spirit and soul. That is a very beautiful feeling, and the Mahdi wants that for all people. So, very important to support the system of the Mahdi, love the Mahdi. In a hadith of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, when he rose in his night journey, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, met different prophets and messengers, for example, like Jesus, Abraham, Moses, conversed with them, and also the Mahdi, also the Prophet Muhammad met the 12 Imams that were going to be after him, that Allah sends in every century to be as a reformer. And Prophet Muhammad asked, who is the one who's shining so bright, the one that was shining the brightest out of the 12 Imams? And Allah says that is the Mahdi. The Mahdi does what I deem lawful and stays away from the unlawful things that I deem unlawful, and works against the enemies of mine. And if you love the Mahdi, I will love you, so love the Mahdi. So that's what in the hadith that Allah said to Prophet Muhammad to love the Mahdi, that the Mahdi does the lawful things that he prescribes and stays away from the unlawful things that Allah forbids, and struggles against the enemies of Allah, and that if you love the Mahdi, then Allah will automatically love you. So it's very important that we all love the Mahdi and support the Mahdi and the system of the Mahdi. And Allah has ordained in the Quran that Islam will have the final success before the Day of Judgment, and the Mahdi will be instrumental in that, to bring the Islamic moral values into the world, to bring success to Islam as a blessing to the Muslims and all the believers in the world, and a blessing to all, even the atheists and other religions and other religions of knowledge and other peoples of different faiths. It's a huge blessing for us all. So the Mahdi is for all of mankind, to bring peace, harmony, and balance, and the wars to bring harmony into the world, to bring justice and peace and tranquility and abundance and beauty and the beautiful way of life that is in Allah teaches in the Quran. So the Mahdi, just like the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is a walking Quran. He wants to fulfill the laws and stay away from the unlawful things that Allah forbids, and wants to bring love and peace into the world, to bring people closer to Allah, the unique creator of all that exists, to increase knowledge, to increase harmony, to increase balance, to increase forgiveness and compassion for all of Allah's creations. Allah says in the Quran, if you want to be blessed, then be compassionate to His creations, to all human beings. It doesn't matter if they're a believer or non-believer. Everyone has a potential to be a believer. Everyone has a potential to have a high rank in paradise. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, or how tall or short, wide or thin, or where you were born, or any of that stuff. What Allah says in the Quran is your good deeds, your righteousness, is what increases your rank or not in Allah's eyes. Allah created you the way you are. It wasn't your choice the way you look, or the way, or when, or who are your parents. You know, these were all put in the hands of Allah. We all have different types of blessings that Allah blesses us with, that He tests us with. So really, ultimately, it's how you conduct yourself, how moral you are, how consistent you are, and how loving and compassionate you are to all of Allah's creations and to unique creator of all exists, Allah, the Almighty, the All-Powerful, the All-Forgiving. So it's very important to love Allah, to be close to Allah, to increase our love, passion, compassion for each other and our Creator, that the Mahdi is guiding the way in this respect. he is the spiritual leader of the world and is rising and increasing in knowledge and understanding, and it's only a matter of time before the Mahdi will be world renowned and be the leader of the spiritual leader of the world, and it's only like I said, a matter of time, and Allah has ordained this. It's in the hadiths of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. So let's support the Mahdi, let's support the system of the Mahdi to gain a huge amount of rewards in this world and next, to be loved by Allah. All you have to do is love the Mahdi genuinely in your heart, sincerely in your heart, and Allah will love you too. And that is the beauty of Allah, that if you love what Allah loves, Allah will love you too. So may we all be blessed, may we all be guided, may Allah protect us and bless us and increase us in knowledge and light, and may Allah increase our love and compassion for each other and for our Creator, the unique Creator of all that exists, Allah, the Most Merciful, the Most Gracious, and may we all be blessed and live in a world of paradise in this world and the next, and live Allah's laws and stay away from the unlawful things, and understand creation and Allah on a deeper level to increase our knowledge and our happiness, and ultimately secure a beautiful place in paradise. Thank you so much. All the best.